Hey.
Hello.
How's it going? I have a guest with me today. My good friend Mohagani.
Hi.
Why don't you say hi?
Hi. Can you hear me?
I think so. I thought today without Perry we could just have a nice little chat about good old Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and I guess like the MCU as a whole. I guess to start we can go back and forth, give a quick blurb of what we thought of the movie, maybe give a number if you're comfortable doing that.
A number what?
I like out of 10, like a ranking.
Okay. You go first.
I really enjoyed the movie. I love it a lot. Seeing it a second time, there was more than a few things that bugged me, but I think overall, I think it's the strongest in phase 5 has just started, but I guess if you include phase 4 and 5, I think it is the strongest besides Spider-Man No Way Home. As for a number, I don't know yet. I actually don't know. I have to think about it some more. Maybe like fully break it down, watch it a few more times. I've seen it twice so far, but I will say I really like it subjectively.
Okay.
On a personal level.
Yeah. No, I love the movie. I think it's really good. I only watched it one time, but I wanted to watch it again the second time. I didn't get to do that yet. But I think it's, yeah. What do you mean by the strongest, though?
Oh, I think it's the best.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think it's the best, too. Yeah, definitely out of all the ones that came after, like, Endgame and all that stuff. Yeah. It was definitely good.
So you said you've only seen it once?
Yeah.
You asked me what I like about it. I really, really like how it, so it's weird. So like the things I love most about the movie and the things that I least like about the movie have to do with character and like how they're treated.
Yeah.
There's a lot that has to do with plot that bothers me. I think the strongest point of the film is character and a lot of the themes. They're executed beautifully. So a lot of the characters get like very, very meaningful arcs, especially Rocket. I think he's the star of the show.
He definitely is. Which I'm glad for, because I don't think it would be expected by most people.
Yeah, but I've always liked Rocket. I think he's one of the better characters in.
No, I always
MCU.
have too. I always liked him because he was a dick.
Yeah. I guess when I heard there was going to be a third, I was talking about it with my supervisor at school because he's a big Marvel person, and he was like, I kind of wish the third one is about like exploring Rocket's backstory and give him more focus. And at the time, I was kind of like, no, Rocket's got a lot of focus already, and I don't think we need more of his backstory. But I guess it couldn't hurt. But I guess I was like, I kind of wanted a more.
You think the focus was on Rocket before?
Yeah, like Volume 2, he gets a lot of development in that movie. He's one of the only Guardians that survived the snap, so he gets a lot to do in Infinity War when he's hanging out with Thor, and Endgame trying to reverse the snap. Yeah, Rocket gets a lot going for him. I really like him, and I'm glad this one ended up being more Rocket focused because I think they did it very well. I guess it's not that I didn't want it, that's just not where I saw it going. I thought maybe it would be like about like Drax and his family and getting his closure since he didn't get to.
I mean, his family's dead.
I meant like getting revenge against Thanos because he didn't get a lot to do in Infinity War and Endgame.
No, I feel
in regards to getting revenge, because he's like that's like his sworn enemy.
No, definitely. I definitely feel that. No, I always love Rocket too. But I don't feel like the second was really focused on Rocket though. I feel like it was really about Quill and his dad, because especially his dad.
Oh sure, they're the focus, but I think a lot of the B plot is about revolves around.
And then I thought it was
and
also
Yondu.
about Mantis.
Mantis, yeah.
Yeah, and Drax too.
Yeah, they get a lot in that movie. I guess
Especially
that's why I
Mantis, 'cause
love.
they were introducing her.
Yeah, I think that's what I love about these movies. Like, no character is like wasted, because they do a lot for Gamora and Nebula as well.
Yeah. Did you like how they did Gamora this movie?
Gamora in this movie, I have mixed feelings about. So, this is Gamora pre Guardians 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, not pre. Wouldn't it be like if she like? Because how many years is this movie after like the snap? Well, the second one.
That's the confusing part, because I don't know. I've heard that it's about 5 years after Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Yeah, so this is
that
because
true?
this Gamora is like if she went a different direction.
Yeah.
Because remember,
basically.
Gamora left and she was going to retrieve the orb, but I guess in that reality, that retrieving the orb never exists.
Yeah, Gamora from like the time heist and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's like immediately before Guardians 1, because Quill is on his way to get the Power Stone,
Mm-hmm.
and then she gets teleported to 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Then she leaves after the battle, and then I just don't know how long this takes place after Endgame. I don't know. I've heard 5 years, but I don't think there's anything in the movie to support that.
No, yeah, definitely.
But where I was going with that is, so Gamora in Guardians 1, she's the moral center of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, especially Quill, they're inspired to like do good and be altruistic because of her.
Mm-hmm.
I think the idea is that like she was always a good person, but she was working for Thanos and she was looking for an opportunity to escape,
Mm-hmm.
and meeting the Guardians was her chance, and she saw that as her chance to leave him.
Mm-hmm.
So this Gamora joining the Ravagers, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just not what I saw coming. But more than that is like, this Gamora is like, she's extremely ruthless, and she's willing
I
to
like that though.
kill anybody.
The thing is, I like that though, because it shows like there's two sides to anybody type vibe, and like it all depends on like the circumstances and like what happened to someone's life, to the person they end up being.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not saying it's impossible for her to end up this way. I guess I would have liked to like see a little bit.
No, I know. I would just say my view on that, on what you said.
The character is mostly intact. I still like Gamora a lot.
Yeah.
Even in this movie, like, she's not completely out of character.
Yeah.
It was just a direction that I was like, there has to be like a story there.
Yeah.
I like to see it.
No, I know what you mean. She's way more guarded.
Yeah, absolutely. She's way more closed off than our Gamora before she died.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So
I think they handled her very, very well. I'm glad they didn't like have her end up with Peter at the end, but you know that door is open.
Exactly. I like that part too. I like that, the fact that like they both just. I like that at the end she like respected the fact that he is like grieving and he did like lose that Gamora, and like at the end of the day she is Gamora, you know.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that would like bother him and stuff. And she respected that, and I like that he also respected the fact too that like she's also not his Gamora, and like they can like go like, you know, their own ways.
Yeah, they ended on very respectful terms, and Gamora saw the things that the other Gamora saw in him, like Peter's altruism, his ingenuity, and she was like, okay, I might not be in love with this person, but I'm starting to like him. I definitely respect him, because at first she couldn't even remember his name.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so they handled that. I think that subplot was handled very well.
Yeah. What did you like best about Rocket's story?
everything with the flashback with Rocket and the little critters, I have nothing to complain about those. I would have liked to see.
You mean like at the end where he like seen like the name and stuff?
Oh, I'm talking about all of the flashbacks.
Oh no, you're talking. Oh no, you're talking about the four.
Yeah,
the four in the cage. You're not talking about when he's seen like all the raccoons. That's what I meant.
Well, that too, but I'm talking about like the four of them that are like in the cages: Rocket, Lila, Teefs, and Floor.
Yeah.
They were all great. I think whoever did Rocket's voice, they did a very good job making him sound like a young Bradley Cooper. Yeah, those flashback scenes, I will watch a whole series about them. I think it informs a lot on how Rocket is, how closed off he is. This is the first friends he's ever had, and he's had to watch them all die. So, of course, he would be very hesitant to, open himself up emotionally to people who consider him family.
Yeah.
It's
also
excellent.
For the fact that he killed 2 of them himself.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like he's also scared to love people too, because he's scared of what he might do, I guess.
He's afraid of losing them.
Yeah.
What did you like about the film?
I just like, I don't know, I feel like, the way I viewed the film was very, like, I don't know, I try to, like, find, like, the hidden meanings in movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's what I liked about the film the most, what I feel like the plot was and what I feel like it showed. Especially, like, the Rocket story, and, like I said, through Peter and Gamora. And even I liked with Mantis and like how she finally like gathered her confidence and like believed in herself to like step out on her own and just stuff like that. Like how everybody like found their role. Like Rocky got to know who he really was through like reliving the past and like finally like processing it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like that part.
What did you think of High Evolutionary?
I feel like he was a fucking dumbass maniac. He's not smart, for real. I just feel like he just...
Oh my god.
I feel like he's just egotistical and like ahead of himself.
I actually agree. I thought... So there's a lot of talk going about like how cool and awesome the High Evolutionary is. And in some of his first scenes, I thought so too. I thought he was very cunning and controlled, and he has a very clear motive of like wanting to make things perfect, but like his version of perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But like towards the end, it was just, oh, this guy's just insane.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like his way of going about things was just fucking,
absurd. Like, I guess I'm getting tired of villains that their whole thing is just like, oh, they're just crazy. I guess I miss when villains have like clear goals and they do things in aid of that goal. But like...
But he did. He made those golden people. What are they called?
The Sovereign.
Yeah. And made other ones too. I like too how like they made like the cat world like similar to like Earth, and it like how he asked him like, you made all these worlds, like no, like everybody is still fucked.
I think this is the around the part where he started to fall off for me, where like Quill's like, it's not perfect. You have people fighting and like dealing drugs in the street or whatever, and he was just like, oh, okay. I guess it's just time to burn the entire thing down and start all over.
Exactly.
I was like, what? Do you not want to like study what went wrong or like process anything? It's like, nope, just burn down the entire thing.
Because he's not taking accountability for the fact that maybe it's just something it's not the species that you're making.
I'm just like as a scientist, like,
and also
really, you want to destroy all your research?
Yeah, that's
he came across as more like efficient for me in the beginning. But this is the opposite of efficient, and then he's like destroying his own ship, like killing his own men just to get to Rocket, to the point where like his whole crew turns on him. And I just, like, my eyes were starting to glaze over at that point. I was like, okay, this guy's just insane. He's crazy. He's just doing whatever.
Yeah, he's just fucking... You know, I wonder too, like, what made him go after Rocket now?
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Why did he wait?
Like, you knew about Rocket doing shit.
Rocket he's famous.
Exactly.
He's a guardian of the god.
So it's like, why now?
It creates problems because, like, they established in this film that he created the Sovereign, and the Sovereign met the Guardians in Volume 2. So they really should have kidnapped him then. But instead they tried to kill him, which, like, that's not going to be good news for you if you report to the High Sovereign. Yeah, we saw P13, but he stole some of our batteries, so we killed him. He'd be like, what?
Exactly. And I think that's, like, his highest, like, evolved, like, thing that he made, right? Planet?
Yeah, Counter Earth.
Oh, no, so it's not the Sovereign then? They're not, like,
his perfect world. I think Counter Earth is supposed to be like his perfect society, but he hasn't perfected it yet. But I guess besides that, it would be the Sovereign. They see themselves.
But I was gonna say maybe that too. The fact that Rocket, like, stole the batteries from them, like, knowing all the, like, the technology they have. So maybe he was like, this little motherfucker is still smart. Like, he's still, like,
still stealing things.
Yeah, he's still getting away with stuff. Like, and he's still taking my things.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem with, like, you introduce this character after the Sovereign, because there's no reference to the High Evolutionary in Volume 2. They seem like their own independent faction, and the High Evolutionary, he explicitly wants Rocket alive.
Yeah.
At least not, like, because they want his brain, right?
Yeah, because Rocket is smart as hell.
He is smart as hell. What did you think of Mantis in this movie?
I thought she was really cool. I thought that, like I said, I feel like she just gained a lot of courage and confidence in herself, and, like, she was really just, like, believing herself and, like, stepping out. I like how she, like, tamed, like, the animals.
Yeah.
Like, she just, like, stepped to them with, like, compassion type vibe, and it was just, I feel like that was a sweet thing. I feel like she didn't, like, change who she was to, like, approach the problem.
I think she really found a role in herself as, like, the group therapist.
Yeah.
Which is, like, when you have the ability to feel people's emotions, it's like, of course.
Yeah.
But, like, she can kick ass too, which is awesome.
Yeah,
She's telling Peter, like, you know, you lost all these people, but, like, you yourself left somebody behind who might still be alive. I really like that scene.
I did too.
I
was saying, what do you think about Peter leaving? Like starting that, like, leaving thing?
Oh, I like to talk about the ending with you, as, like, its own section.
Okay.
But I'll talk about, like, the Mantis scenes that I really like, because there's a couple that I don't really like too.
Okay.
I really like when she calls out Nebula for pushing Drax and calling him out on being stupid. I have to give credit to her actress. Is it Pom Klementieff, I think? Mantis' actress.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I think that's her name. I thought she was incredible in that scene. She was saying, like, you have no right to push him. He's stupid, but he makes us laugh and he loves us.
No,
How
definitely.
is that a liability? And I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, I like that, because everybody serves their purpose.
They're having, like, a back and forth over, you know, the value of the different team members. But then Drax goes like, so you think I'm stupid? And then Mantis makes him forget. And I was like, what? Why would you do that? I thought that scene was so brilliant, and then they ruined it by making him forget the whole thing.
At least they lived it. They remember.
Yeah, but he won't. And it was about him.
Oh, well, he'll be okay.
Oh.
What did you think about Adam?
Adam Warlock? There's a lot of talk saying how, like, he was wasted in this movie. But, like,
I liked him.
I thought he was alright.
Yeah, I liked him. He was like just a confused little teenager.
Yeah.
That was getting pushed to be something that he was not ready to be.
He was basically like an adult baby.
Exactly.
He just doesn't know like how the world works and stuff like that.
A teenager.
Yeah. Yeah.
An adult baby. He's a teenager.
A teenager. I guess so. But yeah, I thought he was all right. He was not like inconsistent. He was very much someone who trying to do what he believes is the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the only thing I wish I could have seen is him confronting the High Evolutionary. I thought that's what we were going, because when he destroyed that planet, he killed his mom.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I did not realize that.
There was a part where he realized his mom is in danger, and he was like, "Mother," and he starts flying to wherever she is,
I do remember
and
that.
then the ship gets destroyed right in front of him.
Okay,
So,
yeah. See, I thought you were going the way like he purposely killed his mom. I was like, no, he didn't.
Oh
He did not
no,
do that.
no, he loves his mom, so that's why I thought like his goal was gonna be like, okay, I have to kill the High Evolutionary now.
Yeah, no, definitely. I liked how like when Groot saved him, I liked how like it changed like Adam's course.
It changed his perspective on
yeah,
things.
exactly. And I liked how like it showed like kind of like how like raising like kids, right, and stuff too, because like Groot was like raised on like all that, like how you said, like altruism and stuff like that. He was raised on good values, so like he didn't like think twice to do what he did to save him, and like the fact that he did that changed, like you said, changed his perspective. And then at the end he saved Peter, like, and if that never happened, Peter would have died.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy how like one like exactly, it's like one little decision was like life or death, like it saved it, like him literally. I like that part.
That is a cool moment for Adam Warlock, but that's one of the things that bugged me about the movie, because when I was watching Peter like almost die in space, I was like, where is his helmet?
Where's his helmet? Where's his helmet?
Where are his boots? Where's his arrow?
I thought the thing just blew up.
Why does it have like none of these gadgets that like save his life? He forgot his helmet.
Well, he was rarely wearing his helmet the whole movie.
Yeah, I don't think he wore it once in this movie, which is strange because like he brings it almost like everywhere he goes in the other movies, even Infinity War and Endgame.
That's crazy as fuck.
Very strange.
It's just exactly. I'm like, I wonder if that's like connected to like him and Gamora, like him mourning that.
Cause like he brought his guns. I was like,
but it does make sense though. It does make sense though with him saying he's leaving and stuff. So maybe like that's like a past version of who he was. Maybe he's like trying to like go find himself. Maybe like he doesn't want to be Star-Lord anymore. But at the end it did say Star-Lord will return. So it's like, I don't know.
I guess this is a good time to talk about the ending. I have mixed feelings about the ending because it felt very like non-committal to me. It felt like they wanted this to be the end, but at the same time they wanted to like leave the door open for some characters to return. And I honestly think that was Disney stepping in. As I think James Gunn wanted this to be like the end for the Guardians.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But Disney was like, no, we need to have some of these characters because people really like the Guardians.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and you're gonna kill them off too. They're like the last people from like that Avengers period and all that stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're, like I said, they're highly popular characters.
Exactly, for only having 2 movies before.
Yeah. They were great movies, and they made it easy for people to connect to them.
I love that. That's
awesome.
I did like the end. I like that Peter left. Like I said, I like that Mantis left. And, you know, I like that Nebula like took more of like a leadership role. I love how Rocket like got that role, because especially like how you said like Gamora like got that role more in the beginning. So you wouldn't really expect like Rocket to get it, especially after like Gamora dying. So it's like the fact that Rocket got it. Yeah, I like that. Like it came from like him learning from like his trauma and stuff. Like I said.
I guess for the ending, I want to go character by character. So, Peter, I'm happy that he decided to go back to Earth and see his granddad. However, I don't know if that means he has to stop being a Guardian of the Galaxy. You know what I mean?
I think he's just gonna take time off.
If he's like taking a vacation or whatever, that's fine. But like, he made it sound like he's like retiring for good.
No, yeah, definitely.
But the end did say 𝗬𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗘𝐿 will return, so I guess not.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with Nebula's decision. I'm happy with Drax's decision.
I love how Drax got his dad role back.
Yeah, he lost his family and now he gets to be dad to a bunch of children.
Exactly, he has a bigger family.
Yeah, he has a bigger family than ever.
Exactly.
And Nebula wants to give him a home like she never had.
Exactly.
I think that's beautiful. Mantis has confused me because her wanting to like find her own path or whatever, like that's fine. But her reasoning confused me.
I think her reasoning was very valid. She was a servant for everybody else. She always was focused on someone else other than herself.
Well, that's where I was confused, because she said like, oh, first I was doing everything Ego said, and I was like, and then she said, then I was doing everything the Guardian said. Then I was like, wait, what? I thought you were here because you wanted to be. I thought like she found family connection with these people, and you know,
I think Drax saved her though, didn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe she just
talked
felt like
about in Volume
obligation.
2, right?
Yeah. So maybe she just felt obligated to stay at that point.
I guess like maybe at the end of that movie, it's just like, oh, I guess I'm with these people now. But I thought like over time, she saw herself as a Guardian. She saw herself with these people. Like, this is what she wants to do with her life.
Yeah.
But it almost makes it sound like she felt like she was forced to. And I guess that kind of threw me off. I was like...
I feel that.
I was confused.
I understand like her perspective on that. I understand why you think that too, but I definitely understand why she says that.
I hope she finds what she's looking for, I guess.
Maybe, like I said, maybe she just felt like she had to listen and she had to like follow what they said. Because,
I just never got that impression from the other movies.
I never got that either, though. So it's like, it's crazy that she said that, but it's just like, I get it. Like,
if you say so.
Right, yeah, like, that's your experience too. I might have.
Yeah. Rocket being the leader.
I love that.
Fantastic.
I think it's amazing.
It's funny because in Infinity War, Thor thinks that Rocket is the captain.
Mm-hmm.
And now, looking back at that, it's like, we laugh at that moment, but it's like, besides Quill, it's Rocket. Yeah. He knows about like the tech and like piloting the ships and stuff like that. And
exactly.
He knows into
like how to make fucking bombs out of nothing and stuff.
Yeah, he's grown into that leader role.
Exactly.
Especially during like the snap period. Oh, I really like when he wakes up and he's healed, he's good to go. And the first question he asks is, "Where's Nebula?" I really love that line. And it's because like those two created a bond during like the snap period.
Yeah.
They were all they had.
Yeah.
So of course they'd be like almost like best friends at that point.
Yeah.
And I also really like Nebula was great in this movie.
She was.
Ever since Endgame, I really like Nebula. I think she got really good development in that film.
Do you remember the movie when like Quill was trying to like talk to Nebula for a second because Gamora like was like she was like referring like
when she said
them like them knowing like more about each other and like them connecting.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Are you talking about when she was like, that doesn't sound like me, it sounds more like her?
Yeah. And then Quill like looked at her all
Quill's like, wait a minute.
That's funny.
Nebula's like, what are you doing? Those two remind me of like an old married couple.
Yeah. Honestly.
Like they definitely care about each other, but like they fight a lot.
No, definitely.
But yeah, I like what Nebula, the first thing she does, she hears that Rocket is okay, she starts crying. I almost cried in the theater.
I was crying.
I was like, oh.
Multiple times. multiple times.
She actually cares. I think it's brilliant. I love when Gamora's like, take me back to my people. I don't care what happens to the rodent, whatever. And she tells Nebula, I'm family. And she goes, so is he.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
Exactly. I love that. Yeah, I definitely love that part.
What do you think of Drax in this movie?
I think he was good. I feel like he just wasn't like a star character.
Yeah.
He was very like background.
I think ever since Volume 2, Drax is just a funny guy.
Yeah, exactly. Drax is literally dad. He just absolutely dad. Like, he just literally just keeps everybody together. He makes corny jokes. He doesn't understand none of like new like lingo and stuff.
And Mentis says, I think this is true, he is the most well-adjusted of the group.
What do you mean by that? Like well-adjusted?
That he's the only one that doesn't have like supreme like self-loathing problems. He just wants to have a good time and make people laugh.
No, literally, yeah.
I guess besides Groot, like Groot is extremely well-adjusted.
But Groot fucking died and came back. He has no other choice. He's been raised on this.
Oh, well, did you know that's not actually the first Groot? That's his son.
Oh my god, for real?
Yeah, it's a different Groot.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought
it was the same Groot this whole time. I thought he just...
Yeah, I guess a lot of people got that confused. I thought it was pretty clear that James Gunn actually said, like, this is a different character.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so... Because I was confused, too. I was like, is this Groot or is this somebody else? Like, no, that's Groot 2. It's Groot 2.
Oh, wow.
But he's a lot bigger than the original Groot.
He is. Oh, but that's so cool that he's like his son.
Yeah. I like Groot a lot in all of these movies. I don't think I have anything bad to say about it.
That's so good for Rocket.
It's really cool, right? Because, like, in Volume 1, Big Groot is, like, Rocket's protector. And then Volume 2, Rocket is, like, his protector.
Yeah,
Baby Groot.
Exactly.
Groot 2. But, yeah, Groot, even though he was raised by the Guardians, he turned out all right.
Yeah, no, definitely. I thought he turned out very well. It's like I said, they all have really great values. They just may not be the best people or execute them the best.
I just think it's funny that, like, the Guardians are supposed to be like this really dysfunctional family compared to like the Avengers. But like the Guardians, yeah, they stick together through thick and thin, and then the Avengers break up. They fight in like all of their movies and break apart and shit like that.
Exactly.
I think the Avengers are way more unstable.
They literally are. They just have like the image.
Yeah. They come off more as like co-workers, but the Guardians, they're family.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, because even when they're not like fighting somebody, they're never together.
Yeah.
Because Tony was doing his own thing.
They're always off doing their own thing.
Exactly. That's what I like about this too, that they're finally going to do their own thing. I just love that.
Well, yeah, because the Guardians team now is, what is it? It's Rocket, Groot, Adam Warlock, Kraglin, Cosmo.
Oh my god, I loved Kraglin.
I guess we didn't talk about these two.
At the end.
Oh, yeah. Did you like the scene with the Yondu?
What scene?
Where he learns how to use the arrow. Where Kraglin learns how to use the arrow.
Yeah, no, I know that one. I watched that one.
Yeah, and then Yondu was there.
I did not see Yondu there.
Seriously?
No.
He was there. He had like a hallucination. He said, "Use your heart, boy."
Oh no, I thought that was just that sound with the audio.
No, Michael, what's his name? Michael Brooker. He does show up.
Oh wow.
He like smiles. I thought that was nice. I didn't expect to see Yondu.
See, this is what I need to watch again. I'm missing stuff. That's why I need to watch movies twice.
What did you think of Cosmo?
Cosmo.
The dog.
Pointless.
I like Cosmo.
I thought it was a pointless little dog. I don't remember that dog.
But maybe she is pointless, but like I like her.
Yeah.
She was in the Did you see the holiday special?
No. No, yeah, exactly. So like they like kept making her like this big like deal. It seemed like they kept like highlighting her. Her character didn't do shit.
Who, Cosmo?
Yeah.
Well, she did do something. She held the ship with her psychic powers.
Well, thanks, Cosmo.
So you didn't see the holiday special?
No.
That's where we learned that Mantis is Quill's sister.
Oh my gosh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not watch the holiday special.
Oh man.
Wow.
That it has like little moments to set up this movie, like, right? Because that's where we learned that they're in nowhere. And again, Cosmo's part of the group, and Cracklin's still trying to learn how to use the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the big reveal is that Mantis is Quill's sister, or I guess his half sister from Ego.
Yeah.
I
How did they
remember a
find
lot
this
of
out?
things. Oh, Mantis always knew, but she didn't want to tell Peter. She was keeping it a secret.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Drax knows, and then the drama is Mantis doesn't want to tell Peter because she doesn't want to associate. She doesn't want him to associate her with Ego. But then she tells him, and he's like, "That's amazing. I'm happy to have you as my sister."
Oh, that's so sweet. I never knew that.
Yeah, and I think it informs their relationship in Volume 3, where she's like nagging him to go see his granddad.
Yeah, a sister would.
Yeah, she's his little sister. Even, I'm pretty sure she might be older than him.
She might not.
No, seriously, because he goes like, humans die around like 50 years old, and she goes, they die at 50? What's the point of being alive? So she has to be like at least 100, right? She's really old.
That don't mean anything. Maybe she just thinks that her species just lasts long, or maybe hers just lasts really long. Cause she don't look really old.
She doesn't. She looks like a young woman, and she did when they met her.
Yep, she really did.
I don't know. Trying to think there's anything else.
Me too.
Oh, there were a lot of near deaths in this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not a fan of those.
How did you feel about Rocket going up, like when he was like in like the transition between life
like
and like
Dream
death?
World?
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know if that was like a hallucination or if he actually was in like purgatory or whatever. Because like the MCU has like 7 different afterlives at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There's the purple spirit place in Black Panther. There's Valhalla. I'm pretty sure heaven and hell exist. Well, hell does exist because that's where hell is from. I thought the scene was great.
I like how she said like you know, he had more to do in his life.
Yeah.
You know, I like how like he got his piece too, like knowing like they weren't mad at him
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with that scene. I love how the theme of like going out into the sky keeps coming up, and it's like this classic, like, can I join you? It's like, you're not finished in this world yet. You have people that need you.
Yeah, seriously.
Good stuff.
And also too, like how like everything like he's been through is like a part of his plan. You know, like it wasn't all pointless.
Yeah,
That
I
is
really
certain.
like that line. This has been your story all along.
Yeah.
You just didn't know it yet. I really like that line because it comes after Rocket says, like, you know, what's the point? You know, we're just his experiments.
Mm-hmm. I
And-
like how she called him a raccoon too. And he
Yeah.
was like, I'm not a
I'm
raccoon.
not a raccoon.
And he ended up finding right after that he is a raccoon.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about that when he goes to the cages and he sees a bunch of these
Little
creatures that look
raccoons,
just
yeah.
like him, and he sees that they're raccoons, and he's like, oh man. And he's
And he finally calls
great
himself
person.
it.
He saves them all.
Yeah, exactly.
I was so afraid they're gonna be like, let's save all the humans and leave the animals behind.
No.
But Rocket says, like, no, we have to save them all. And yeah, he does call himself Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, exactly. And I like too, like even like after that, like kind of like shows like even after you like have that breakthrough, you still have shit afterwards. Cause that's when the high evolutionary came to like try to kill him.
No.
It's like you're still not done.
Oh man. I really like the scene where like all the Guardians are fighting. I don't have much else to say. It just looked really cool.
Yeah.
I was in the theater like, oh, fuck yeah. Everyone's doing their own attacks. Like, they all get their own screen time.
Yes.
And they all get to beat the shit out of the High Evolutionary, too.
Yes. I honestly want that movie on DVD. Or CD.
Or
DVD.
Disney Plus or whenever it comes out.
No, Disney Plus is not secure enough. I need this to last.
Oh, I'm not planning to watch it on Disney Plus. I just mean, like, once it's on digital, I can sail the high seas, if you get what I mean. Piracy is bad. Don't do it, guys. Anyway. Oh, yeah. The near deaths in this movie. So, the one that really annoyed me is...
I was going to say how you felt about the High Evolutionary in his, like, face.
Oh. I can't believe they showed that on screen.
I think that was cool.
Very graphic, but yeah, he does seem like the type of person to like wear a second face if his gets disfigured because he wants to look perfect, and it made sense why he wanted to capture Rocket all these years. I mean, the question is still like, why did he wait so long?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you make a new character on the spot. It's like, we were there all along.
Oh, I like too how like Groot's like next words are like "I love you."
Yeah.
That was like really meaningful to me. I was like, oh my god, Groot, I love you.
At first I didn't like it, but then as I understood it, I appreciate it now. Because first I was like, oh man, I wanted him to say like, we are Groot. But then I remember that like, if people spend enough time with Groot, they start to be able to understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
And this is the audience. After the amount of time we spent with Groot, we're able to hear what he's saying as like actual words. I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
That is so cool.
I like
never
it.
thought about it. That's even better.
Now I like it.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
Because even Gamora at the end, first she's like, okay, we get it, your name is Groot, because she doesn't understand yet. But like towards the end, I think she finally understands him, because she was like, it was good working with you too. What a strong trilogy.
Yeah, that was such a good movie. There's so much stuff that happened in that movie.
One day I'll just want to watch like all 3 Guardians movies back to back, because they're excellent.
No, seriously. Definitely all in a row. That's crazy how like it all came to be. They were all just fighting over the same thing at first, and now they're all like fighting for the same thing.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like this is like one of like Marvel's best. Like, I don't know, like they do these movies the best.
In recent years.
Yeah, I mean, like overall, like just like they do the Guardians of the Galaxy movies so good.
Yeah, they're consistently the strongest movies.
Yes, exactly.
Guardians 1 is still one of my
James
favorites.
Gunn, though.
I think that's James Gunn, yeah.
But you know what? I hate to say it, but I'm kind of excited to see DC now. The fact that they have him.
Oh yeah, because I love the Suicide Squad.
I actually don't like DC because it's just my commitment to Marvel, where I just like I can't do that.
I haven't seen too many DC movies. Well, I say that I've only seen like 1 or 2. Yeah, I literally only seen the Suicide Squad and Black Adam. Have you seen the Suicide Squad?
No.
It's brilliant.
I want to watch Flash though. Did you see the trailer for it?
Yeah. I feel like Flash is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good movie.
But seriously, if you have HBO Max or whatever, sail the high 7 seas, watch the Suicide Squad. It's just like Guardians. It's like there's a team of people, and they all get meaningful arcs. The characters in that movie, fantastic. Fantastic.
I'll see.
But yeah. Oh, I keep trying to talk about this scene. When they're in the orgoscope or whatever. When Drax is fighting all the guys, and this is one of the scenes that bugged me. So like, he gets shot in the back, and then the music's all like. Now when I hear that, I'm like, oh shit, Drax is gonna die, and he gets shot in the chest, and he's like, oh my god, and Mantis is like carrying over her shoulder. They're like, we need to get out of here, and I'm like, is Drax gonna be okay? Nebula gets this shit beat out of her. She's like coughing up blood. I'm like, oh my god. Like, if you had asked me, like, what is the most hurt you've seen Nebula, I'd be like, probably this moment.
Yeah.
You can like beat up Nebula and she'll be fine because she's like a cyborg.
Yeah.
And she snaps her limbs back into place and stuff like that. But like when it's at the point where she's coughing up blood, I'm like, okay, she's in serious trouble.
Yeah, like it's not okay.
So I'm like, what's going to happen? Like, they're gonna be in critical condition? Maybe there'll be a point to make to Peter about how like his obsession with saving Rocket is getting other people in danger. But then the next scene is like, no, everyone's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone is just fine. I was like, what was that? This movie, I don't know, it felt like, I don't know if this is the same impression you got, but like when I hear like this is the Guardian's last story and how like it's gonna be a big tearjerker, I'm thinking, okay, someone's gonna die. Maybe it'll be Rocket, maybe it'll be Drax, maybe it'll be
I feel like
Peter.
but Rocket did die, but I feel like he was just reborn.
He did die, but he had a near-death experience and then... Wait, reborn?
Yeah. I feel like reborn into who he's meant to be, like his mind, like,
I guess so. I saw it as like he was like 1% left and then he got revived at the last second. But I thought someone was going to die in this movie. But the movie felt very like scared of killing anyone. It was very strange to me. I'm not like...
I'm glad they did it.
It feels weird to say like
why
I want a
do all
character.
endings have to be so bad?
Yeah, I'm not. It's weird to say like I want a character to die because there are better ways to generate. There are other ways to generate drama, of course.
Yeah.
But the ending of this movie is like very positive. Like they got a dance party and everything.
I like that. I do not want anybody to die, and if anybody's to die, I want the opposition to die, like they did.
Wait, the High Evolutionary does die, right?
I know, it's just like they did.
Okay. I didn't quite remember. Oh yeah, he definitely dies. He gets blown up.
Huh?
He gets blown up, right?
I don't remember that. I just remember his face getting ripped off.
Yeah. The ship got blown up.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's dead. Yeah.
Imagine. Hopefully, they're not gonna bring that thing back. Hopefully, like James Gunn, like in a couple of years, like he'll just be bored or something and just like, let's just make a movie.
Well, that's what all of these movies do. I feel like they just kill the villain. I think it'd be easier to count the ones where they don't do that.
Yeah. That's true.
I think
Does this do they continue on in like the real comics after this?
The comics, that's their own like continuity. Like that's its own universe.
I know, but like, and like, does it like continue like? Oh, so it doesn't like even merge. Like it doesn't have this.
It doesn't follow the movie story doesn't match up with the comic story as far as I know.
Oh, okay, cool.
A lot of the characters aren't even like the same. Like I heard Mantis is like completely different.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I could see that. I don't like that too though when they switch the comics up too much. So what if I want to continue on with the story?
I don't really pay attention to like comics because there's a lot of talk that comes up and it's like, oh, it doesn't match the comics. Like I don't really care as long as it's good.
Oh no, that's how I am too though.
Yeah. A lot of people don't read the comics, but they still go to see these movies.
Yeah, that's how I am.
A lot of them
I've
are
never
good.
read a Marvel comic.
Me neither. I haven't read a single one.
I probably
So
won't
I just have to take people's word for it when they're
I want to get a tattoo though, Marvel tattoo.
What, like the Marvel logo?
No, I was thinking of like Doctor Strange's, like his. Yeah, I was thinking about
his
that.
little portals.
Yeah. I might get some for this movie though. But
Okay.
basically, like I looked up like tattoos for like Rocket, and people were getting like that P, his thing on like their arm.
Oh, P113, like
Mhm.
his serial number.
Yeah, and like, but then like think about getting something like Rocket or like Guardians of the Galaxy. So I always love Rocket's character. I love Yondu too. That's why I was so sad the last movie when Yondu died.
Oh yeah.
I felt like that was such a fucked up ending.
Guardians 2, man, really good movie.
That really was a good movie.
I think it has like my favorite scene in the entire MCU.
Yeah.
Where he says, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." It's funny, it's emotional, and it's really dumb all at the same time. It's
I
like
would
the
agree.
perfect mix.
I would agree.
I love it. Is he cool? Hell yeah, he's cool. So what did you think of this movie compared to the rest of, I guess, the post-Endgame stuff?
Okay, what have you watched out of the post-Endgame stuff?
I've watched everything except She-Hulk.
Oh, I didn't watch the movies.
Really?
No, I mean, not the movies, the TV shows.
The TV shows?
I haven't watched TV shows, none of those extras, none of that extra stuff. I do not watch that.
You watched...
I did not watch WandaVision.
Did you watch Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness without watching WandaVision?
Yes, I did.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because that movie invalidates that show anyway.
It does?
Yeah.
How?
It's a different conversation. Because that show was about, Wanda losing vision, and the short version is the lesson she learns is like some people are really gone and you need to move on. But then Multiverse of Madness comes out and she's like, "Oh, I want those children that I lost." And I'm just like, "Wanda, what are you doing?"
Maybe time went on and she got bitter or something. How much time was in between the WandaVision and like supposedly like Doctor Strange movie?
I have no idea. The timeline of like everything post Endgame is like fucked. I don't know when anything takes place. All I know is Far From Home takes place like 9 months after Endgame. The rest...
I loved Far From Home. Did you like it?
Oh, I love it. I love all 3 of the Spider-Man movies.
The one with Tom Holland?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did too.
Wonderful. Yeah, the rest of them is like a big question mark in terms of like when they take place.
So what do you think, like, how you said like for WandaVision, like the overall lesson was like some people are like really gone, like they can't come back. What do you think that is for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
Oh, the lesson?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a theme of like accepting things the way they are, because you have the high evolutionary wanting to make things his version of perfect, instead of leaving nature be. You have Quill learning that this Gamora is not his Gamora and he has to let her live her life, that sort of thing. I guess you also have, it's very minor, but Nebula learning that, the Guardians, they all have their quirks, but they all love each other, and it's not always about who is the who's smartest and like who's most competent. I think it's throughout the movie.
Yeah. I feel the same way, honestly, too. I definitely feel that. I feel, for me, like, heavy, like I said, the death and rebirth thing, I feel like heavy, like, themes of that. I feel like for everyone, I feel like everyone's dealing with grief and, like, death and, like, trying to, like, recover from that and, like, find themselves after that.
Yeah.
I feel, too, like, also people, like, accepting, like, their shadow and, like, things they're going through. Like, Quill's still, like I said, dealing with grieving. Gamora, Rocket has his shadow stuff. Nebula, she has her stuff still going on. She's, like, she's just still trying to find her way. Gamora, she, like, just completely, like, went a different way. Stuff like that. I like, too, like, the thing with kids and, like, just, like, speaking life into children and, like, leading the next generation in the right way. I definitely like that. Yeah.
Because you see some of that with, I didn't mean to interrupt, but, like, the way the high evolutionary tries to raise Rocket,
Yeah.
Before he shows him that, like, he doesn't care about him at all.
Mhm.
Compared to the way the Guardians treat those children at the end of the story.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I liked that. Let me see what I picture. Oh, it's just like, yeah, I got like finding yourself, finding your path, stuff like that. I like the thing what you said too with like nature. I definitely feel like also with like accepting things as they are, accepting things will never be perfect. Like that's just how nature is. But also too like reconnecting with nature even after like humans have done bad things, because like especially like how like the thing with like Mantis and like her connecting with the animals even though they've like dealt with the high evolutionary like dealing with like doing stuff to them and stuff. So I liked with that too, like and like them connecting with animals and letting them know like we're on the same side. Like at the end of the day, that's just a bad person. You know, it's not we're not just bad people.
Absolutely. Like you have all these animals that high evolutionary took from Earth.
Yeah.
And there's a strong message.
He views every type of being. Humans, animals, he has no respect aliens. For life, period.
That's true. Even the life that like he created. Because
exactly,
he just destroys that planet like it's nothing.
As if he could just keep creating lives and keep creating lives.
Yeah.
So I feel like that too, like yeah, I feel like that too. Like learning respect for your own life and like what you want to do with it. And like not letting things just keep you down and hold you back.
Yeah, or even just like just because you've created something doesn't mean that you control every aspect of its being. Like life is something that life is something that you have to let people experience on their own. Not in like a controlled environment or like in a lab.
Yeah. Exactly. I definitely like that.
Cool. Do you have any other thoughts about the movie?
No.
Marvel?
That's it, really.
Do you have a rating out of 10? Or?
Oh, yeah, 10. I loved that movie. I loved everything I got from the movie. I just loved the whole crew. I just love the characters. I love what they did with it. I didn't like the emotional roller coaster that they took us on, but I do like everything else. But I do like the emotional roller coaster too, because like I feel like it all turned out well. And I just hope for them to come back.
All right. I think after talking about it with you, I'm between like a 6 or a 7. I think it gets way more right than it does wrong, but it's not a small number of things that bug me.
No, I feel you. I understand that. I honestly liked it all.
That's valid.
It is. I understand your game though too.
All right. Are we good here? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it.
This is your chance to. I'll give you a chance to like plug yourself. Like, what do you do? Where can people find you?
Okay. I'm a writer. You can find me on Instagram at 𝐒𝐿𝐿, MOHAGANIX, or at the Mind Girl. That's where I write my stuff and like do my readings as well, because I also am like a tarot reader. So yeah, holla at me.
And link to those will be in the description, of course.
Yes, definitely. It was nice to do this. It was fun. I've done nothing like this.
I want to thank you for joining me and offering your thoughts. It's nice to talk about MCU with other people.
No, definitely. I love to hear different people's like perspective on it.
Even just like the different ways or like different priorities people have when they watch movies. Like you say, you look for like the deeper themes, I guess. I'm more about like, picking apart the writing.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Making sure like The characters
I'm just
are
trying to enjoy the
inconsistent.
movie.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I don't think any way is like right or wrong.
No, definitely, exactly. Because if you have fun doing that, then good for you. I have fun just doing it. They both are time consuming.
Yeah, I mean, we've been at it for an hour now.
Literally.
But yeah, thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. We will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.